Alright, we're back for round 4, or as I like to call it, the bonus round when you're 3-0. Our opponent is another Stompy player, except he plays a build with 3 of this Sinin of Life's Roar in it, which means he can force my guys to block. So I'm only going to want to play 1 Hexproof guy at a time, or else they'll just end up dying. And he has no fog effects in his sideboard, so that will make things easier. So we're going up against no fog effects, but forced blocks. And hopefully we can draw well. We won the die roll. Seems like a pretty good hand. I will keep. Now let's see here. We can either go Forest Gladecover Scout or Forest Utopia Sprawl. I want to go Utopia Sprawl to set up a turn 2 Ledgewalker, which might be able to get an Ancestral Mask if we draw another forest. And that might be good enough to win. Right, our opponent has a turn 1 Nettle Sentinel. We draw another Sprawl. So right now I will just play, I think I just want to play the Ledgewalker. I could play Gladecover Scout and then enchant it with an Ethereal Armor to make it a 3/3, but then I wouldn't even block the Nettle Sentinel because I would be afraid of Pump, and then I would get really behind on tempo, whereas my opponent probably would not be as far behind on tempo. Yeah, just he would get to maintain a creature on the board. So next turn I can go Ethereal Armor, Utopia Sprawl, and then the following turn Ancestral Mask, and then the following turn Ancestral Mask. So that's the play that I'm looking at now. Hopefully that will be fast enough. How much pump are we looking at? 4 Gather Courage, 4 Groundswell, 4 Rancor, 4 Vines of the Vast with 2 Pump Stories. Alright, a lot of pump. My last opponent ran 31 creatures. This guy runs 25, and he runs more pump. Alright, he plays that Life's Roar. Untaps. Let's see, tap. Ethereal Armor. Now I could Rancor instead of playing the Ancestral Mask, but I would rather set up a better turn next turn. Green. Swing for 4. Next turn we're looking at swinging for 10. So we have our opponent on a 2-turn clock here. So he pretty much has 2 turns to do 18 points damage. There he did 3. So we're at 15. Part of me wants to play the Gnarlid, and I can block this guy, and I'll get him for 4, get him down to 12. And then next turn, if I get my opponent down to 12, I swing for 12 next turn. Playing this Ancestral Mask right now will give me +7/+7. When I include the Ethereal Armor, will get bigger. But it won't be lethal now. If I play the Gnarlid and swing for 4, and then we have him at 12, block the life's roar. Can he do 15? Not sure he can do 15 to me. Either way. It's a lot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he needs 9 points of pump. So even if he has double groundswell or groundswell and binds of the Vastwood, he'll be short by 1 point. And let's just see if so I'm just going to play the mask and swing. Because this way I know it's a 2-turn clock here. This turn and next turn. So I'll put my opponent at 5 and say, good luck beating this. If you can beat this and get him 15 points of damage, good for you. If he has 3 groundswells in his hand, he can win. Maybe even 2 groundswells and a Vines Woods, because he could use the Ranger to bounce one of the lands after he taps it. Yeah, but he has 4 cards, so he needs a combination of... Oh, he didn't have it. Alright, so we are on to game 2. Tangle and will be even more useful in this matchup, as will the Standard Bearer, just because he has more pump spells than my last opponent. And nothing he has is really relevant in this matchup. I mean, he has Hornet Sting to bring in for Standard Bearer, but he really probably doesn't even think I would run Standard Bearer. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who runs, or at least that started. I know other people like to take from this list, and that's good for them, but pretty sure no one expects Standard Bearer from what he just went up against. I have to take out 3 cards, and let's see, what are the dangers I'm facing? The danger that I'm facing is either a very explosive draw on his part, or this shenanigans of life for killing my team, especially with some pump. So I did bring in the fog effects, and I will just take out 2 Bogles. I think I want to bring in Young Wolf here. He's not going to have anything to really target my guys, so the Hexproof is really irrelevant. But the Undying part isn't. The only relevant part, as I said before, is he can Vines Woods my guy to counter an enchantment. So I currently have 14 creatures in at 61 cards. And let's see, I think I want to keep in all of my Manamorphose just to make sure my mana flows well. And I will take out all of the Bogles and put in a Young Wolf. So I still have 8 creatures in the deck with Hexproof. Alright, let's see what we have here. We have a Fog, we have 2 lands, and Utopia Sprawl. Sentinel. And we draw another Utopia Sprawl. So I will just play Forest and enchant it. I'll pick white. Next turn I can get a plant token in play, and I may want to enchant the the plant token, and begin attacking with that. That's clearly a backup plan that the deck has, and I did that in the Pauper Classic Tuesday tournament on Tuesday, obviously, and I got in 24 or even maybe 26 damage with that guy, because my opponent gained life. So, let's see here. I can Manamorphose just to cycle it, draw a card, get a plant token. Cast. I'll go green, green. Green and green. Abundant Growth. Play the garden, get my token. Cycle this Manamorphose. Green, green. Ethereal Armor. Abundant Growth here. Draw a card. Utopia Sprawl here. Choose white. Alright, so next turn I can play an Aura Gnarlid and begin enchanting that guy, and he will be very large. So I can play the Gnarlid and play Ethereal Armor, hold him up as a blocker, or I could play the Gnarlid and hold up Fog, and then play Armadillo Cloak next turn. Bone Splitter, equip to Nettle Sentinel. I will sacrifice this plant token for 4 life. Alright, so I'm definitely playing the Gnarlid. The only other question is, what else do I want to play with him? I think the answer is I want to play Ethereal Armor and hold up Fog. Alright, he is a 10-10. Now I can actually Ancestral Mask and probably 1, 2, 3, 4 the Ethereal Armor would give an extra bonus, and then he would get an extra bonus. So it looks like I can swing for the win next turn, assuming that my opponent doesn't have Binding Woods that he would cast on my Gnarlid. Yeah, that Ancestral Mask plus the Ethereal Armor bonus and his natural bonus there will make him a 20-20. So let's see if my opponent will Finds of the Vast with him. Doesn't. Let's see if he has changed his deck so he has Fogs in his deck now. Doesn't. Alright, so that was round 4. We went 4-0. Definitely very happy with this version of the deck. I like the way the mana in the deck works now that I took out the white first strike aura, which I like, but having those were numbers 9, 10, and 11 for the white mana symbols in the deck. Now I've lowered my white mana symbols to 8. 4 on the Armadillo Cloaks, and 4 with the Ethereal Armor. So that makes the mana flow much better. And I definitely, even though I like that enchantment, it works better without it for mana purposes. So that's what I would have to say about this version of the deck. So I hope that was informative, and hopefully you will watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much.